Hello and welcome to the classroom. My name is Miss Kathy if you're new here, and this is Sue. And today's letter of the day is G. G is for Goldilocks. Do you know the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears? Well, that's what we're going to read today. And we're also going to make stick puppets so you can retell the story. And we have a fun science activity. We put some gummy bears in 4 liquids, and we're going to see what happened to them. Are you ready to get started, Sue? Okay, me too. Send a big kiss to our friends and you can sit down so we can do our class job. Every time you come to class, we have to take care of Fred. He's our pet fish. Okay, Fred, looks like you're doing great. Do you want to zoom over and see Fred a little bit closer? I thought you might. Let's go. Here we come, Fred. There he is. Hi, Fred. Well, now that we've checked on Fred and he's having a happy day, let's turn around and see what our day is today. The month is still November, but how are we going to count? Let's reach into our pail and check. It says eat porridge. Goldilocks will eat porridge in our story today. Can you pretend to eat porridge as we say the numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Today is November 6th. The date is November 6th, and the day is, let's go up and check. It starts with an M, and M says like when you've been eating porridge. That's what Goldilocks said when she eats baby bear porridge in the story. You'll hear that soon. Well, what day starts with that sound? Monday. Monday. Days of the week. 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 There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday. Days of the week. Days of the week. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. Well, it's time to look outside the window and see what your weather is like today. Did you check? Is your weather sunny, rainy, windy, cloudy? When I do like this, you can shout it out. What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather like today? What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather like today? It is out today. It is out today. Let's dress Weather Bear. I think he's gonna need long sleeves. I think so. A long sleeved shirt and some long pants, shoes, and a belt. You look great, Weather Bear. You're all set for your day. And what is the season, everyone? The season is fall. Good. Well, that was our calendar and weather time, and now it's time for our letter of the day. Today's letter is the letter G. Can you say G? G. Do you have a G in your name? If your name has letter G, stand up. If your name has letter G, stand up. If your name has letter G, if your name has letter G, if your name has letter G, stand up. Well, today G is for Goldilocks, and she's called Goldilocks because of her golden locks of hair. So gold is kind of a yellow color. So that's how I colored my G, like Goldilocks' golden hair. I just used my yellow crayon. Now that we can recognize our letter G, next we'll practice writing it. And to write a letter G, you need to write a letter C. That's how we begin. Let me show you. So we're just going to curve around like letter C, but keep going until we get to the middle, and then we're going to make a line that comes inside. Let me show you that on handwriting paper. So we're just going to curve around and in. Curve around like letter C all the way to the middle, and then make a line that goes inside. Curve around and in. Curve around and in. You can practice, you can pause and practice, or you can just watch me and practice after. The big G and the little g don't look anything alike. So you can see that little g has a circle and then a line that comes down. And if I cover this up, it looks like the letter A. But we're going to keep going down into the basement and curve around. Let me show you how to make a little g. Make a circle and then come down and curve around. Let's practice. Make the circle downstairs and then come right beside the circle and make a line that comes down like letter A, but keep going into the basement and curve around. Down and curve around. It kind of, to me, looks like a kitty cat's tail. Circle, down and curve around. We can make a kitty cat with the little letter G. There's that kitty cat's tail. I'll draw his head and ears, eyes, nose, mouth, and whiskers. Look, we made a kitty cat using the little letter G. Circle and a kitty cat's tail. Well, I know you are doing such a great job listening and learning and practicing. I'm going to give you a sticker for your handwriting paper. Well, now we know what letter G looks like. We know how to write letter G. So next we're going to talk about the sound that G makes. Letter G makes this sound. G, g, g. Can you make that sound too? Letter G says g, g, g. Letter G says g, g, g. It kind of sounds like me when I'm gulping water. Can you pretend that you have a cup of water? Letter G says g, 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 g. Well, I have some fun cups to help us practice. You probably have some fun cups like this too. Maybe you want to get them today and practice your letter G sound. G says g, 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 g. What does G say? G says g, 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 g. What does letter G say? Letter G says g, 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 g. What does letter G say? G says g, 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 g. So maybe you can practice your letter G sound with some fun cups. And now that we know that sound, we can use it for blending. Now, if you're not ready for blending, just focus on the letter sound, and that is okay. This will only take us just a couple of minutes. Can you remember what the vowels are? The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels. Okay, well, we're going to put letter G with each of the vowels, and we'll blend those sounds together. That's how you learn how to read. G says g, 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 and A says a, g, a, ga, 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 ga. You did it. Let's do another one. G and E. G, e, ge, ge, ge. Very good. Let's do the next one. G, e, ge, ge, ge. Now G and O. G, a, ga, Ga, ga. Last one, G-U. G, ga, ga. If I put a letter M at the end, I can actually read a real word. We said that letter M makes the sound gum, 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 like bubble gum. Well, you did a great job at our letter time, and now it's time for math, and we're going to be sorting by size. Take a look at this. So if you have a copy of this, and parents, you can get the lesson plan at my website. The link is below. You'll want to cut out all these pieces. We're going to sort by size, small, medium, and large. Let's look at the bowls first. Can you point to or find the small bowl? There it is. Good. Let's put the small bowl here. Can you point or find the medium-sized bowl? There it is. Let's put the medium-sized bowl here. Can you point to the large bowl? Right there. We'll put the large bowl right here. Now let's sort the chairs. Can you point or find the small chair? Point to the small chair. There it is. The small chair goes here with the small bowl. Can you find the medium-sized chair? Yes, good job. Can you find the large chair? There's the large chair with the large bowl. Now we're going to sort the beds. Can you find the small bed? What color is it? It's blue. Can you find the medium-sized bed? What color is it? It's pink. Can you find the large bed? What color is it? It's green. Nice job sorting by size. Well, now it's time for science, and for science today, we're going over to the science table. We're going to do a fun activity with gummy bears. For our science activity today, I put gummy bear candies in 4 different cups. Each cup had a different liquid. In the first cup, I just added plain water. In the second cup, I have salt water. In the third cup, I have baking soda, and in the fourth cup, I have vinegar water. So let's take a look and see what happened to the gummy bear when we put them in each of these liquids. This is what the gummy bear looks like at the beginning when nothing is done to it. Let's zoom closer and see if we can look inside each of the cups. Okay, let's take a look inside the cup with the water. Whoa, look at that. Here's the original gummy bear. And it looks like the gummy bear in the water got a lot bigger, didn't it? Let's move over. In this cup, we had salt water. It looks like the gummy bear got smaller. Did it shrink? Let's move over. This is the cup with the baking soda. It looks like the gummy bear is just kind of falling apart. It's just kind of in pieces. And here's the cup with the vinegar. You can see the vinegar also made the gummy bear get bigger. So that's cool. Different solutions made the gummy bear look different. Water, salt water, baking soda, and vinegar. For art today, we're making stick puppets. Now, I just took these Goldilocks and the 3 Bears printables from the lesson plan, and I put them on popsicle sticks. If you don't have popsicle sticks, you could put yours on a crayon or a pencil. You could use a straw if you needed to. So those are some ideas for you in case you don't have popsicle sticks. You can retell the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears today. But first we need to hear the story so we'll know what to say. So for story time, let's read Goldilocks and the Three Bears by Jan Brett. Once upon a time, there were three bears who lived together in a house of their own in the woods. One of them was a little small wee bear, and one was a middle-sized bear, and the other was a great huge bear. They each had a bowl for their porridge. A little bowl for the little small wee bear, a middle-sized bowl for the middle-sized bear, and a great huge bowl for the great huge bear. And they each had a chair to sit in. A little chair for the little small wee bear, a middle-sized chair for the middle-sized bear, and a great huge chair for the great huge bear. And they each had a bed to sleep in. A little bed for the little small wee bear, a middle-sized bed for the middle-sized bear, and a great huge bed for the great huge bear. One day, after they had made their porridge for breakfast and poured it into their porridge bowls, they walked out into the woods while the porridge was cooling. And while they were walking, a little girl named Goldilocks came to their house. First, she looked in at the window. Then she peeped in at the keyhole, and seeing no one was home, she lifted the latch. The door opened before her, and in she went. How pleased Goldilocks was when she saw the steaming porridge on the table. The sweet smell of the porridge with roasted nuts, honey, and berries filled the room. It was so tempting that Goldilocks set about helping herself. First, she tasted the porridge of the great huge bear, but it was too hot. Then she tasted the porridge of the middle-sized bear, but it was too cold. Yuck! And then she tried the porridge of the little small wee bear, and it was neither too hot nor too cold. It was just right. She liked it so much that she ate it all up. Then Goldilocks sat down in the chair of the great huge bear, but it was too hard for her. Then she sat down in the chair of the middle-sized bear, but it was too soft for her. And then she sat down in the chair of the little small wee bear, and this chair was neither too hard nor too soft, but just right. So Goldilocks seated herself in it, and there she sat until the bottom of the chair gave way, and down she came plump upon the floor. Then Goldilocks went upstairs to the bedroom in which the three bears slept. First she lay down upon the bed of the great huge bear, but that was too high at the head for her. Now she lay down upon the bed of the middle-sized bear, but that was too high at the foot for her. Then she lay down upon the bed of the little small wee bear, and that was neither too high at the head nor foot, but just right. So she covered herself up comfortably and went to sleep. By this time the three bears thought their porridge would be cool enough to eat, so they returned home for breakfast. Now Goldilocks had left the spoon of the great huge bear standing in his porridge. "Somebody has been at my porridge," said the great huge bear in his great gruff voice. And when the middle-sized bear looked at hers, she saw the spoon was standing in it too. "Somebody has been at my porridge," said the middle-sized bear in her middle voice. Then the little small wee bear looked at his bowl, and the spoon was in the porridge bowl, but the porridge was all gone. "Somebody's been at my porridge and has eaten it all up," said the little small bear in his small wee voice. Upon this, the three bears, seeing that someone had entered their house and eaten up their small wee bear's breakfast, began to look around. Now Goldilocks had not put the hard cushion straight when she rose from the chair of the great huge bear. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair," said the great huge bear in his great gruff voice. And Goldilocks had crumpled the soft cushion of the middle-sized bear. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair," said the middle-sized bear in her middle voice. And you know what Goldilocks had done to the third chair. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair and has sat the bottom right out of it," said the little small wee bear in his little small wee voice. Then the bears thought it necessary that they should make a further search, so they went upstairs to the bedroom. Now Goldilocks had pulled the pillow of the great huge bear out of its place. "Somebody has been lying in my bed," said the great huge bear in his great rough gruff voice. And Goldilocks had pulled the cover of the middle-sized bear out of its place. "Somebody has been lying in my bed," said the middle-sized bear in her middle voice. And then the little small wee bear came to look at his bed, and there was Goldilocks, sleeping peacefully, her long shiny braids spread across his pillow. Little small wee bear just stared at her for a moment and didn't say anything. But then he cried, "Somebody's been lying in my bed, and here she is." Goldilocks had heard in her sleep the great rough, gruff voice of the great huge bear and the middle voice of the middle-sized bear, but it was only as if she had heard someone speaking in a dream. But when she heard the little small wee voice of the little small wee bear, it was so sharp and so shrill and so like her own that it awakened her at once. Up she started, and when she saw the three bears on one side of the bed, she tumbled herself off the other and ran to the window. Out Goldilocks jumped and ran as fast as she could run, not looking behind her until she was very far, far away. And what happened to Goldilocks afterwards, no one can tell, but the three bears never saw anything more of her again. The end. Well, I hope you had some fun today with letter G, and I hope you'll join me tomorrow. Letter H is for Harold and the purple crayon. I'll see you then, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.